for Game 3 of group play at the Arch Showdown back at All-American Sports Mall for Kirkwood Stars Peewee A3 against the Des Moines, Iowa Buccaneers. Kirkwood has already secured its spot in tomorrow's championship game. So now it's just a matter of whether they'll be playing the A2 St. Peter's squad that they dismantled this afternoon, or this Des Moines team that they play tonight. Des Moines and St. Peter's previously tied 3-3 in their first game of the tournament, and then Des Moines won its second game of the tournament 4-2. So they sit on 3 points right now. St. Peter's only with the 1 point from their tie against Des Moines, then taking a big, they capped it as a 5-goal loss to Kirkwood. Even though Kirkwood won that 7-1, it goes in the books as a 5-goal loss for St. Peter's. They will need to win their game, which is tomorrow morning, to try to get up to that 3-point total as well. In that case, so St. Peter's path to the championship is Kirkwood needs to win big tonight, and then St. Peter's wins by more than 2 goals tomorrow. Otherwise, this is just going to be a preview game of the championship, a dress rehearsal, if you will, as Kirkwood would need to win again by 5+ goals, and then St. Peter's with a multi-goal win in the morning is really the only chance to disrupt that meeting of Des Moines and Kirkwood in the championship game tomorrow morning, or I guess it'll be tomorrow afternoon, 1:40 from Centene NHL rink. So Kirkwood has just been absolutely steamrolling its competition so far. Had a 6-0 victory last night here at the same rink against the 10U but AA St. Louis Eagles. The Eagles, one of the better, I think they rank as the 3rd best squirt team in the area of St. Louis, but playing up at the Peewee level is a different ball game for them, and the age gap definitely came through in a much bigger way than the skill tier difference, as Kirkwood didn't even feel great about the way they played and still came away with the 6-0 victory. We saw Coach Bauer at the first intermission with a 3-0 lead, really not pleased at all with the way the Stars were playing, and challenged his team to step up and play their game. He called it a test because Kirkwood, as the top seed in their league, will be playing the last place St. Peter's team from A3 in the first round of the Blue Note Cup playoffs. And Coach Bauer really wants to see the Stars dominate teams that they're supposed to dominate and really impose their will, play their style of game in those settings, and not play down to the level of their competition. So he really challenged the Stars against the Eagles to say, don't be satisfied with the scoreboard, but really look at what does the play on the ice look like, and can you dictate how this game is going to go against what in his mind was a weaker opponent. You know, no shade against the Eagles, who are a very good AA but squirt level team, and so playing up against kids 2 years older, I mean, that's going to be a big deal, and it really showed in that 6-0 victory for Kirkwood, in which they felt like should have been much more than that. Then we had a much more compelling, at least on paper, matchup between the A3 Stars and the A2 St. Peter's squad, and everything that you can look at online would have suggested that that should have been a very close, tight, competitive game. You look at common opponents, Kirkwood had beaten 2 other A2 teams this season, Merrimack and Southern Illinois, and then when you look at the way that St. Peter's team played against those same opponents, the results were very similar. The rating system had them within half a goal of each other. So on paper, that game profiled as one that should have been super close and competitive. But again, Kirkwood just blowing their opponents out of the water, had a 7-0 victory in a game that got very contentious late. Saw players from both teams throwing big-time punches after that 7th goal went in. And so Leo Bauer will have to sit out tonight for game misconduct. Didn't sit too well with Kirkwood's coaches. Of course, they saw that the St. Peter's player really went after Leo, that you can see him walking across the ice now in street clothes, has his helmet on, but has the street clothes on, not the jersey, for that game misconduct. Kirkwood wanted a little bit more enforcement on the St. Peter's side of that equation since they were the instigators. And Kirkwood was retaliating and just protecting themselves, defending themselves against an aggressor. But the misconducts go on both sides, so Kirkwood will be without number 37 tonight because of that. The game got very contentious. Would be interesting to see if it is indeed St. Peter's that goes through to tomorrow's championship game. A rematch of that one could get a bit chippy, as there were some sour grapes on both sides of the ledger there at the end. But Kirkwood much more satisfied with their style of play in this afternoon's game than last night's. They, especially from that second period on, were really cranking up the pressure on the forecheck, dominating the neutral zone, and just wave after wave in the forecheck were able to take over that game. St. Peter's had the better of the puck, more possession early on, but only able to generate one shot on goal off of it, as they were inside Kirkwood's zone for most of the first half of the first period. But then when Bryson got loose on a breakaway and buried his shot, the floodgates really opened for Kirkwood, as 2 more goals came in from both of the twin engine Lowry brothers. Jaden scoring first, Jackson scoring second, and all 3 of those goals came within roughly a minute of game clock within each other. So what started as a game that looked like St. Peter's was going to be on the puck most of the night, or most of the afternoon, I should say, really turned around in a hurry as Kirkwood exploded for 3 goals back to back to back, all on top of each other. And then it was all Kirkwood the rest of the way. Only got 1 more goal in the second period, 1 goal period, but might have been their best period of the tournament, even if the scoreboard might disagree with that. They, at Kirkwood, felt like they really played the game they wanted to play in that second period. And that's what matters to them. It's not about the results, it's about the process. What does the play look like on the ice? Are they able to dictate? Are they able to dominate? And that's what they did in that second period. Will Dunbar opened the third period with a pair of goals on the same shift, scoring twice before going back to the bench and pushing Kirkwood's lead out to 6-0. Rory was, of course, disappointed to lose the shutout very late in that one, but she played a brilliant game between the pipes. Didn't get as much work as the quality of her play might suggest, but when the shots did get to her, she was forced to really exert herself, stretching out several times to keep the puck out of the net. Her saves might have been lower volume than you'd expect against an A2 team, but they were high quality in nature. So she deserved the shutout for the way she played. St. Peter's did get one in late. And then, of course, it was goal 7 for Kirkwood that sparked the late game fisticuffs that led to misconducts on both sides. But we're ready to drop the puck on game 3 of group play against Des Moines Buccaneers from Iowa. Kirkwood already with their spot secured in the championship game, just looking to get the final tune-up before that game tomorrow at Centene. It has been Des Moines early on here, just like the first two games for Kirkwood. It was the Eagles in last night's opener getting the opening faceoff and coming in and forcing a really in close, quick reflex blocker save out of Rory from the heart of the slot. Looked like they were going to score right off the jump here. And then Kirkwood turned around, took it to the other side, and scored on that opening shift of their own. So it's now been 3 games in a row that the opponent for Kirkwood has had control off the opening faceoff. But each time before this, Kirkwood has turned it around. We'll see how they respond here tonight against the Bucs. This puck goes behind the goal. It's Jacob digging it out of the corner, but losing it to a blue jersey. Now the puck sneaks out to neutral ice. Kirkwood goes for a change, and Sam off the bench intercepts the pass, brings it into the offensive zone, slides it in on goal, but easily sticked aside to the far boards. It's David centering to Aiden, trying to toe drag around a defender, couldn't pull the trigger. And it's back to Jacob at center ice. He sends it forward. Aiden's in on goal. And the shot is denied. What a look from Aiden Land there. Back to Aiden. Sends it behind the goal into the opposite corner. And Des Moines skates it forward. In on goal. Rory's going to cover. So end-to-end action early here. Really high quality, high danger look for Aiden Lamb on the other end. Did a nice job getting onside as the puck snuck back out to neutral ice. And then once he received the entry pass, he was quick to the net with it. Here's Bodie going behind his own goal, puts on the brakes, goes the other way. He's got Bryson. Nice switch pass to Liam on the exit, but broken up at the blue line and held in by the Buccaneers. Liam turns it around, chips it up off the boards, and springing Will loose down the wing. And he sends a sharp angle shot to the opposite boards. Now out to neutral ice, Bryson is there, and Liam having trouble getting out of the zone, so Bryson had to pull up. Liam back on his skates, gets it to Will. Keeping coming. Puck flutters over to these near side boards. Bodie working to hold the line. He does. Now Will on the puck. Bucs go for the exit. And it's a race to the puck in front of Rory. She gets to it first and covers. Little bit of a tap there from the Bucs as she covers. That's not gonna sit too well with Kirkwood after what happened this afternoon against St. Peter's. David on the dot for Kirkwood. Bucs win the draw. Centering pass broken up by the defense. Goes to the end boards. Battle for it there. Into the corner now, up the boards to Jaden. Centering on the exit to Jackson. One-on-one with the defender. Poke check, breaks it up. Supported though. Jacob sends it into the zone.
It's like good defense has good sticks, guys. Take them wide.
And Jaden and David chasing on the forecheck. Jackson gets a stick to it in the slot, turns it around, gets it to David on the wing, fighting for it. Goes to the end boards behind the goal. Bucs trying to wrap it around. It goes up and over the glass. So Kirkwood will get an offensive zone face-off.
Good job, boys. Good shift.
Strong shift from Kirkwood. You do see that Bucs are getting good, strong sticks on the puck. So might need to be less direct with it when going through a defender. As Aiden comes behind the goal. Now Salmon on the forecheck. Liam going into the corner. That's Blake stepping up. And here come the Bucs. Bodie flips it forward up to Liam. Here come the Bucs on long, hard shot. That had some pace on it, a little bit of zip to it. Rory deals with it though, keeps it out with the blocker. Bucs coming back into the corner, centering, broken up by Bodie, and now Sam sends it out to Aiden off his skate. Liam up to Aiden, sends it in. Chases it on the forecheck. Aiden looks like he's out of gas back there. And we have a penalty on the blue line.
Hey guys, all over pucks here. All over pucks.
So, penalty on a blue jersey on the blue line will give Kirkwood the first power play of the game.
Good hustle.
David will take the draw. Bryson on his left. Will on his right. Gavin and Jacob back on the D-line. Will drops it to the point. Jacob is there. Sends a shot. Behind the goal, David's got it, looking for a pass. And Bucs break it up and now skate it out. Building speed through the neutral zone. Good back check by David.
Get two there, get two. Force it.
Bucs navigating the neutral zone. Skating into the slot. Puck pops up. And Will trying to chip it around. Here's Bryson fighting through traffic. One-on-one. He's got David in the slots. Can't get it to him. And Bucs try to send it out. Jacob holds the line. He sends it back deep. It bounces off the corner to Will. David's going to chase it into the other corner.
Hey, Slash.
And now Des Moines skates it out with speed. Gavin's back with Jacob. Soft shot gets to Rory. She covers with 24 seconds left of power play time for Kirkwood. Still scoreless here in the first. 6:11 left on the game clock for the opening frame. Liam on the dot for the Stars. Kirkwood does win the draw. Up to Jackson at center ice. Lays it off to Liam on the wing. And Jackson's in on the puck behind the goal, wrapping it around, passing. Bodie spins it around, misses wide, into the corner. Jackson, and now here comes Des Moines. 2-on-2 rush. Behind the end line. And Liam picks off a pass back there. He wraps it up the boards. Jaden, it goes back to Blake. He sends it up to Jackson just inside the blue line. It's clean close, and the Bucs score. An even strength goal. They had returned to full strength. Not a power play, but Kirkwood now facing its first deficit of the tournament. They have had very comfortable leads all tournament long. Now we'll be chasing this one down 1-0.
Get on it.
Bucs are in on the forecheck, winning the puck behind the goal, but picked off by David in the low slot. Trying to skate it out. Bucs steal it back. Shot is blocked by Blake. Loose in the slot. Rory, it's still loose. Now Sam skating away with it. Held in at the line, sent back down deep. Bodie's there for it. David on the puck. Back over to Bodie. Bucs on the forecheck. And that delayed penalty is whistled. So Kirkwood will go back on the power play.
Let's go. 2 on the puck here.
So Kirkwood trailing 1-0, gets another 90 seconds of power play time. And Bucs lift it high out of the zone. Coming in with speed on the forecheck. Jacob still gets to it first. Now Will sends it up and out. And it's gonna go all the way on goal, so no icing. Here comes Kirkwood forecheck with the extra man. Will's got to wait. Teammates do get onside. Will pops up off the netting, so that's going to be a whistle. Kirkwood will get an offensive zone face-off. 1:01 left on the power play. Trailing 1-0 here with 4:11 to go in the first period. Liam wins the draw, sends it into the corner. Bryson, wearing the captaincy, digs it out. Centering pass. Will was there. Got to stick to it, but it was blocked as soon as he shot it. Jacob sends it low. Liam chasing it into the corner. 40 seconds left of power play time. Centering pass. Doesn't get to Bryson. Bucs skated out. Building speed through center ice. Coming down the wing, shorthanded. Dropping it to the point. Bryson picks up the loose puck. 20 seconds left on the power play. Bryson loses it, loose. Bryson still battling for it back there. Into the corner. Lots of contact, very physical battle. Aiden sends it towards the slot. Goes loose back to the corner. Bucs return to full strength. And they come in. That's a hard contact as well. No call here. Shot, scores! And the Des Moines Buccaneers double their lead. Again, right after returning to full strength, they send it into the top shelf, upper 90. A lot of traffic and commotion in the slot in front of the net there. It does finally fall onto the Buccaneers' stick, and they don't miss their shot from there. David sends it back to Blake, who sends it up to Jaden, back out to Blake at neutral ice. Flipping it in. Jackson. Now it comes out, and it's 2-on-1 for Des Moines. Bodie gets back on the back check to break it up. Slapper coming, sticked aside by Rory. Blake sends it up to Jaden. That was a dangerous moment there. Looked like Des Moines had a 2-on-1, but bobbled it just enough for Bodie to catch up to the play. Here they come again, 2-on-2, shot into Rory's glove. So 2-0 Buccaneers with just under 2 minutes to go here in the first frame. Kirkwood with mercy rule wins in their first two contests of the tournament. Now chasing down 2-0. This Des Moines team did tie St. Peter's A2 3-3 in their first game of the tournament. Puck goes to Jacob, who wraps it up the boards, and Aiden breaks it out. But Buccaneers come right back in. Nice stick by Sam to break up the pass. They're digging it out of the corner. Bucs do hold the line just in time. Top of the slot. Broken up by the defense. Jacob. Now Aiden gets a stick to it, pops it up, and it goes behind the goal. Jacob lifts the stick behind the net, sends it up the boards, up to Aiden. Can't get the handle, supported by Liam. Buccaneers come back in. Liam has some space here with Aiden. On the wing now, shot off the glove, goes behind the goal. And the puck does go to the side of the net for icing. 32.9 seconds left here in the opening period. Kirkwood trailing 2-0. Also trailing 7-2 in shots as David goes into the face-off circle for the Stars. Will is in the slot on his right. Bryson on his left on the puck. Centering, Will was there on the back door. Fans on the shot attempt. And he gets back to break up what would have been a through pass for the Buccaneers. Blake gets a stick to it. Bryson is going to take a penalty for a hit from behind. Delayed penalty here as Buccaneers play on until Kirkwood can touch it up. Centering shot at the buzzer, kept out. So Des Moines will start the second period up 2-0 on the scoreboard and with an extra man on the ice. Very interesting style difference from Coach Bauer last night. First intermission, Kirkwood ahead 3-0, and you would have thought that they were on the wrong side of a running clock with the way he chewed out his team. This time they are down 2-0 and has a very upbeat, positive message for the team. Very encouraging, getting the boys going here. Trying to instill some confidence in the team, knowing that they've been down in a hole like this before. They can dig out of it. And Des Moines controls the opening face-off on the power play here to start the period with a 2-0 lead. Bauer saying that they are going to need to be quicker with the puck movement and just up the urgency. It's a different level of competition that they have faced in the first two games. As shot coming, Rory keeps it out. Great save from her. Open shot from the slot there. It's David skating forward, shorthanded. 45 seconds left on the power play for Des Moines. David skating in on the forecheck, chasing. And here Des Moines bobbles the breakout. They're gonna reset, try again. Kirkwood disrupting the exit here to kill off this penalty. Now Buccaneers come in, going for the wraparound, sends it to the point instead. Long shot. Rory gets the high glove to it. 5 seconds left before Kirkwood returns to full strength. And Bryson is out of the box. Back to 5-on-5. Bodie digging it out from behind his own goal. Exit pass does find its way to Will, but Buccaneers hold the line. David head up, looking for an exit pass. Gets it to Will, ahead to Bryson. And here come long stretch pass behind everybody as Kirkwood was on a change. Stars do get back to it. Had to hustle there as Buccaneers had a cherry picker on the blue line behind everybody. Jaden sends it deep. Buccaneers back on the puck. Jaden in the corner. Des Moines sends it to the opposite side. Exit pass, stretch to the weak side. Shot coming off of the pads. Jacob gets to it first. Jaden fans on the exit, now chips it out. Puck nearly comes into our penalty box here, but Jackson's got it and had a couple of teammates in offsides.
I do too much for this kid.
2-0 Des Moines leading Kirkwood. Also ahead 10-2 in shots. Kirkwood needing to find a new gear in this game than they needed to play with in the first two of the tournament. This Des Moines team is much quicker and sharper than their first two opponents. Also, probably more physical as well. Sam on the wing. Des Moines breaks it up, coming in with a long shot in the goal. Beats Rory, glove side. They can shoot it with pace. Those long shots do have some serious zip on them. They zip it in past Rory's glove for a 3-0 lead. Bryson on the dot for Kirkwood. Will on his right, Liam on his left. Very quick, decisive puck movement from these Buccaneers. Bodie chases it into the corner, chips it up to the blue line. Liam flips it up. Will chasing on the forecheck, supported by Bodie. Bucs come the other way. Broken up by Blake, and now Bodie. The Bucs keep coming back on the puck. Centering, one-time slapper. And then another one-time touch behind the goal. Back into the top of the slot. Blake does just enough to break it up. Battle for it here on these near boards in front of the Des Moines bench. Des Moines coming in on another rush. They are relentless. On the wing, shot coming. Rory saves it. Rebound was open. I thought that might sneak over her shoulder, but she does keep it out. Buccaneers had a attacker on the back door.
There we go. That's it, Will.
Good job by Will to break it up. Shot. Rory gets to it. I don't know how, but she keeps it out. Buccaneers just keep firing. Bryson behind the own goal. Up the boards to Liam. Has some space. Skates it forward. Buccaneers coming the other way. We've got an arm in the air here. Delayed penalty. Shot goes off the pads. This is going to be a delayed penalty against Kirkwood once they touch it up.
Touched it 3 times.
And now into the corner it goes. Finally gets the whistle. So Des Moines will go on the power play here. They have dominated play so far. 3-0 on the scoreboard, 15-2 in shots. Very quick, crisp passing out of these boys in blue. And it has Kirkwood on the run. This is just a different caliber of team than they saw in their first 2 games. It is interesting to think about how St. Peter's A2 was able to tie this team 3-3, because this looks like a much higher quality side than what we saw out of STP this afternoon. Kirkwood trying to kill this penalty off, pinned in their own end, but haven't faced a shot yet on the power play. Stick battle in the face-off circle.
Good battle, Schultz.
And now Jaden breaks it out, short-handed. He's got Jackson with him. Tries to get it to him. Fans on the centering pass. And now Buccaneers jump on it and come quickly the other way. Shot, save. Gavin sends it into the corner. And Jacob will send it high off the glass the other side. And it wraps around. No icing here. Switch to the weak side. Buccaneers come back in. Long shot blocked by Gavin. Kirkwood returns to full strength, killing off the penalty.
Go.
Bryson in on the forecheck, chasing it in behind the Buccaneer goal. Gavin holds the line. And Buccaneers are out and going again. Puck goes behind the end line. Gavin's back there trying to dig it out. Sends it wrapping around up the boards to Aiden. Now David chasing it down. On the wing, looking for the pass back door. Sam was there. David couldn't get it to him. Now still loose. And they get a whistle just as the goalie was trying to keep it live. Looked like the goalie wanted to paddle that out to one of his own teammates, but the referee had the wrong angle, couldn't see it, and whistled it dead. David on the dot for the Stars. Buccaneers win the draw, wrap it around. Des Moines on another rush here, coming down the wing. On to the other side, and it gets past the point. You got Aiden in on the forecheck, almost got to that puck. He does win it now behind the goal, coming in close. Can't lift the puck. Great hustle from Aiden as this puck sneaks out in front as well. Bodie in deep, sends the puck deeper. Aiden in on the forecheck. Here's David as well. Back to Blake. This is one of the best shifts of the night from Kirkwood so far. And Buccaneers do break it out. Send it in deep. Rory keeps it live. Up to Sam. Exit pass too far ahead of David. Bucs coming back in. Puck comes out to neutral ice. Bucs flip it forward. Long shot. Rory's got it. David on the exit to Sam. Hits his stick, but he can't grab the handle. And Bucs come the other way. Bryson flying in off the bench. Lifts the stick to break up the rush. Here the Bucs come in. Nice block by Blake.
Shot, Blake.
And Buccaneers reload in neutral ice. Good stick by Liam to pick off the pass. And Bucs will again try to reload. Good step by Liam. Almost skated away with that. Bucs come quickly up the ice though. 3-on-3. Liam looking for the exit. Had Sam and just barely missed him. And the puck goes off the net for a break in the action. Kirkwood starting to find its footing a little bit here. Had that really strong shift from the slam line with David in the center position. But still chasing down 3-0. Also trailing 17-4 in shots. Bucs behind their own goal. Forecheck is in. And Will wins it. Shot gets to the goalie. Bucs come out from behind their own goal with it. Exit pass. Will takes a whack at it. Bucs again on the exit. Coming up the ice quickly. Lifts it to Rory. Follow. Backdoor. And it stays out, but held in at the line. Will keeps firing up that same side. Bucs bring it back in. Shot from the wing. Stays out. Jacob sends it up and out to neutral ice. Here's Jaden on the forecheck. Good step by Jackson to pick it off. Jaden centering to Will. Bucs deal with it. It's been a bit of a broken record tonight. Here's Jacob sending it up and out the length of the ice. You can see every time Kirkwood comes into the zone, it's quickly resisted, quickly broken up, and sent back up the other way. Kirkwood really struggling to set up anything in the offensive zone. And they usually find a rush flying in their face the other way. Anytime they do break it out of their own defensive side. Sam hustling down the forecheck. Again, as Aiden sends it hard off of David's leg. That looks like that one hurt. That's gonna send David to the bench. Hard shot from Aiden off his leg. Friendly fire. It has been this line, Sam and Aiden Lamb for the slam line, with usually David at center. Now it's Bryson that has been the most disruptive to the flow of the game so far. It's Blake and now Bodie battling for it. Bryson comes into the corner as well. Sam skates away with it behind the goal.
Good, Sam.
Gets it up to Aiden, makes a move, turning on the Jets. Running out of time, needs to shoot. And everyone's looking around for an arm in the air. They're all staying down. The refs are gonna talk about it. Doesn't look like we're getting a penalty out of that. Which player? I don't know.
I can ask him.
So, does sound like they're gonna call a trip after all. Refs just came to ask me which player made the trip from the Buccaneers. And I do see a Buccaneer player going into the box. Another highly encouraging message from Coach Bauer. Takes some more sour tone usually when they're in the lead. But now that they are chasing and trailing, really wants to pump up his players with confidence that they can do this. They just need to find a new gear. Very strong puck moving team out of Des Moines, but Kirkwood is on the power play. Down 3-0 in offsides. trailing 18-5 in shots. It's just been a passing clinic from this Buccaneers team, moving the puck like you don't really see at this level. They fling it the length of the ice, and it is going to roll over the end line for icing. So 1:12 left on the power play for Kirkwood. Bryson on the dot, gets it to Jackson, shot, hit a little bit of iron there, stayed out. Jackson again on the puck in the corner, centering, only blue jerseys are there. And now, strong stick from Bryson to break up the shorthanded rush. And good step by Gavin there. Flip forward by Jackson to Jaden. And sent out by Des Moines. Has to skate hard for it. Oh, and the puck sneaks over the end line for icing. Just one step behind was a Buccaneer trying to chase that down. He was in behind the Kirkwood defense, but couldn't beat the puck to the end line. So it does go for a favorable icing call for Kirkwood. 35 seconds left of power play time here. Liam fighting for the face-off. Back to Bodie, loads up a wrister, hits the pads, followed by Liam, loose in front, turned around and skated out by Des Moines. One of the best chances of the night for Kirkwood. Blake in the corner, now behind his own goal. 10 seconds left of power play time for Kirkwood. David has it at center ice. Sends it forward to Will on the wing. Trying to turn the corner. Can't get a centering pass. Now it comes through the slot. And good stick by Liam, but Bucs do find the exit. David whacks it at center ice. Liam sends it in deep. Bucs coming with a long stretch pass. It goes all the way for icing. Kirkwood was going for a bit of a change there, so Bucs tried to come quickly. Des Moines back to full strength now. Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Kirkwood trailing 3-0 after a pair of mercy rule victories in their first two games, winning 6-0 and 7-1. Different game tonight here. Sam sends it into the corner. It just seems like Kirkwood has been a step too slow all night. Here's Bryson to Gavin, stretch to Aiden. Shot coming into the glove. Strong shot from the face-off circle. But the goalie grabs it. You can see Kirkwood starting to catch up or at least keep pace in shots. Being outshot 2-1, 18-9. But it's been much more lopsided than that earlier in the game. Drop to Jacob, long shot, hit some plastic. I'm not sure if that was the stick or the goalie's mask. Bucs switch it, finding the exit, sending it in deep. Jacob, puck sneaks out to neutral ice. Sam can't connect with Aiden. And Bucs coming back into the zone. Aiden takes some contact on the boards. Centering pass. And we've got a whistle for a penalty. It's Aiden coming back into the box. So Kirkwood will go shorthanded. Down a man on the ice now, as well as down 3 goals on the scoreboard. Jackson takes the draw. Top of the slot, shot gets to Rory, and the rebound does as well. Little bit of roughhousing after the whistle. Only 6 seconds came off the penalty clock there, so a minute 24 left on the man advantage for Des Moines. Bodie on the puck. Up to Jackson, tried to get it to Jaden. And Jackson skates forward with it. Short-handed here, oh, back check, lifts the stick, still gets it to the back door. Jaden was there, couldn't get it to go, but good work by Jackson fighting through and getting the puck to the far post. Here's Jackson winning it behind his own goal. Centering to Jaden, he does get it. Now Jackson again on the wing. Centering back to Jaden, loose to Des Moines. Jaden gets a stick to it, sends it deep. 30 seconds left of the power play for the Des Moines Buccaneers. Here comes Will flying in, gets a stick to it. Oh! And I took a puck off the arm there, but we're all good. Stream is still live. So 17 seconds as we reset left on the penalty clock. David wins the draw back to Gavin, who sends it over to Will on the wing. Will battling for it, chasing it in behind the goal, wins it back. Centering, David can't get to it. Jacob steps up. Aiden comes out of the box. Liam takes his place on the ice. Kirkwood's back at full strength. Gavin chips it off the boards. It trickles loose to the weak side. Jacob's over there, up to Will, and Liam now on the puck, trying to dangle through the defense. Gets to David, tried to pass it over to Liam, but Will takes a whack at it, gets it behind the goal. Bucs put on the brakes and go the other way. Now camping out behind their own net, skating out with it, passing it up and out. And getting in on a bit of a rush here. Look in close. Squirts out to Will on the wing. Switches it to Jacob. Keeps coming. And Will chases it into the attacking zone. Gets to it. Digs it out of the corner, but Bucs pick it off. Stretch pass on the exit for Des Moines, now just sending it in deep. Funky bounce off the corner. Blake makes a move, goes behind his own goal. And will now try the other side. Sending it up to Aiden on the wing, fighting through traffic. And the penalty will go against Des Moines.
Back off, Aiden, back off.
Hooking against the Buccaneers will give Kirkwood a power play.
Let's go.
Trailing 3-0. Being outshot 2-1, 20-10. Bryson on the dot, wins the draw, back to Blake, sends a shot in on the pads. Aiden wins it behind the goal, but Buccaneers skated out short-handed, chipping it forward. Behind the goal, wrap around, in front, covered by Rory. So 1:11 left on the penalty power play for Kirkwood. Still chasing, looking for their first goal, down 3-0. Liam will take the draw. Bucs send it to the weak side shot. Hard shot off the end boards. And here comes Kirkwood's power play forecheck. Bucs coming in to neutral ice, short-handed. Coming in, top of the slot, Rory sends it over the bar with the blocker. And Bodie skating it up, has some space, and broken up just as he goes for the pass. Liam has found some space. He gets broken up as he comes into the attacking zone. Held in at the line nicely by Blake. Lifts it high. 15 seconds left of power play time for Kirkwood. Good job by Sam to intercept there. Sends it to the far boards for Liam. Centering. Sam was in the slot there. Couldn't get a stick to it. And Des Moines returns to full strength. Broken up by the defense. Tied up on the far boards. Jacob chasing it. Looked like they had an open centering pass. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. Now the puck comes up the boards to Jaden. Centers it on the exit to Sam just ahead of his stick. He chases it down. Sam still skating after it. Now it comes up the other side. Jacob holds the line. Here comes Des Moines, shot partially blocked. Behind the goal. Back the other way. Centered in front. Wide open Buccaneer. Bottom of the slot. Got to stick to it, but really didn't get much of the puck. Very high danger look from the Buccaneers. Ends up being an easy save, but could have been much more to deal with than that. Bryson will take the draw here. Jaden forces it out of the zone. Buccaneers come right back in. Jaden at center ice. Buccaneers have it deep in their own end. Liam holds the line, tries to get it to Jackson, but can't. Liam back on the puck, skates it back in the zone. Turning the corner, flips it off the pads. It's up, loose in the crease. But Buccaneers skating it out, 3-on-2 now. They just send it deep. Gavin digs it out. Exit pass to Liam, now to Jaden on the wing. Jackson in the zone, makes a move. Has Liam, gets it to him, shot. And Buccaneers, stretch pass picked off by Gavin. Liam just gets onside. Jackson fighting for it in the face-off circle. Bucs switch it on the exit. Flying up the ice. Jaden, loses an edge just as he got to the puck. And Bucs coming back in with numbers. Liam sends it out of the slot. Bucs back on the puck. Shot coming. Drop to the point. David breaks it up and skates after it. It does go for icing. So Kirkwood still scoreless as we approach the final minute of the game. (3-0) Buccaneers out shooting the Stars 22-13. They have just been a step quicker. Their passing has been crisper. They move the puck like really no team we've seen so far this year. It's kind of breaking my brain as I think about how St. Peter's was able to tie this team 3-3, because Buccaneers look like a much stronger side than what we saw from STP this afternoon. Bryson barrels through a Buccaneer. Puck goes back to Blake. Digs it out of the corner to David, ahead to Will behind everybody.
Bryson! Come here!
And Will goes down. That could be a penalty shot, maybe. He had a clear goal-scoring opportunity there. Got taken down from behind. Looks like the refs want to talk about it. It is a penalty shot for Will Dunbar. I did think that was the case. Didn't want to say it too confidently, but so Will Dunbar is going to get a penalty shot here, trying to break the shutout with 34 seconds left in the game. Here we go, Will Dunbar, fresh off a 2-goal game this afternoon. Coming in, shoots, denied. Will Dunbar scoring 2 goals on the same shift against St. Peter's. Couldn't get it to go here on the penalty shot. And Kirkwood stays scoreless. David on the dot, wins it back to Blake. Bucs grab a loose puck, skate it out, building speed, centering, broken up by Blake. Blake digs it out, wraps it around up into the corner. Sam is there. 13 seconds left in the game. Bodie goes down, pile up of players. 5 seconds to go. A lot of contact and some frustration there at the buzzer. So Kirkwood takes its first loss of the tournament. They still will go through to the championship game tomorrow, 1:40 at Centene NHL rink. That's because even if St. Peter's does win their game tomorrow morning, as I expect them to do, that will leave them tied with Kirkwood at 3 points. Excuse me, Kirkwood has 4 points with the 2 wins. St. Peter's can only get to 3. So that is how Kirkwood will go through to the championship game. They should be playing this Buccaneers team that finishes with 5 points, 2 wins, and a tie. So we'll get a rematch of this game tomorrow afternoon from Centene. Kirkwood will have to figure out how to deal with a very sharp Buccaneers team who looked just like more decisive, and their puck movement was pretty incredible. Looked like they were just always 1 beat ahead of the Stars on every play. Every time Kirkwood was into the offensive zone, it was dealt with very quickly, and it just was a relentless attack from the Buccaneers all night. So Kirkwood's going to have to go back to the drawing board to find a new gear to compete with this team. It's almost makes me want to go watch the live barn replay of St. Peter's versus Des Moines, because Kirkwood beating St. Peter's 7-1 and then losing here 3-0. It's hard to imagine how those two opponents tied each other 3-3. It just looked like worlds apart between those two teams. So Kirkwood's got to figure out some adjustments to make for the championship game tomorrow so they can be more competitive against this Des Moines Buccaneers side. But we'll say goodbye for tonight from All-American. See ya tomorrow at Centene.